Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I brought you guys a pretty cool Pokemon Sword and Shield video today. Today we're going to be talking about a possible leak or rumor that has spread on the internet that may indicate what this Pokemon are in the Galar region. This is actually pretty nuts, and I'm going to give you guys some details and some backstory here as to why we're covering this in the first place. Now, I will say that there's no definitive proof yet that this is going to be real. This could just be some random guy who's got way too much time on his hands, but I want to talk to you guys about the Chinese Riddler a little bit and how this kind of has some very similar patterns to what that was in the past, and how this may end up actually kind of turning into something legitimate. Regardless though, it's super fun to talk about, and we're gonna have a good discussion here, kind of talking about this potential Pokedex that features nearly 100 Pokemon for the Galar region and what that might mean for the games moving forward. So be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new for daily Pokemon content, and let's just jump into it. So a few years ago, before Pokemon Sun and Moon, there was a Chinese Riddler who was basically giving out teasers and stuff like that that indicated things that happen in Pokemon Sun and Moon up to launch. And I found this old thread, but there was a lot more to it than this. This is just kind of a really basic snapshot. But like, for example, the Riddler would post an image of Litleo and Zubat, and that ended up being a kind of a leak to Solgaleo and Lunala, right? And then we saw another good example here is like the rock, paper, scissors plus the intestines, I guess, and that was a leak to Pyukumuku, and then a shovel, and then the sand, like kind of a little mound of sand on a beach, and that was for Polisand. And another pretty concrete one is like the football player, and then the monkey, and then ultimately was Passimian. So it seems as though in the past there was this Chinese Riddler who really did have some sort of inside connection that was allowing him to put out these kind of teasers for the audience to try to figure out, and it's not really until after the fact, when you kind of get some concrete evidence of Pokemon being released, that you can say, oh, you know what, that lines up with this, and you can check a box, and that lines up with this, and you can check another box, and so on and so forth. So we really won't know anything until the next tidbit of information is revealed, which we're expecting actually pretty much any day now. Now, I don't know if KYOGRE is going to be releasing any new information this month. It might be next month, but for those who don't know, KYOGRE is a magazine in Japan that releases on the 15th every month, and it usually comes out a few days early because it leaks on the internet, like actual genuine leaks where someone gets a copy of it and scans it and puts it on the internet, and eventually higher quality images spread. And previously for the Sun and Moon reveals, the Pokemon team was just like, forget this. They just started uploading their trailer around the same time to kind of combat the fact that the information was spreading anyway. So it's very possible, today's the 11th, the day I'm making this, it's very possible we actually get some information as soon as even today or tomorrow, but don't hold your breath. I would definitely say next month. This month, it may just be the starters again in KYOGRE, but I don't know. I haven't really done a ton of research on that, and there's not really any way to know until it comes out. Anyway, this here is a graphic detailing what we'll call hints or spoilers, or maybe just nothing, but basically kind of using different images and stuff to hint at what the different Pokemon are going to be in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So let's talk about them. So the first thing we see here is Grookey, which is going to turn into a monkey holding a stick, and then kind of another monkey with like a big staff kind of thing. Kind of reminds me a lot of like Infernape, but with a staff, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does go that route. We've kind of seen the fact that Grookey does pull that little hairpiece out, bang it on that rock, and maybe that turns into some sort of a staff. So we've talked a lot about like a shaman type monkey. We see Scorbunny potentially definitely being the more feminine of the starters according to this, and I don't really know what this image is a reference to, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. But Scorbunny definitely going the more feminine approach, as we saw with maybe Delphox, and then we kind of saw with Primarina. So it seems like they are kind of making one of the starters a little bit more feminine than the other two. So it's very likely that they do that again. And then here's another one, Sobble, kind of turning into this big dragon, and kind of almost like a sea serpent type dragon, which is kind of what I've anticipated, a chameleon type thing, and then a sea serpent dragon. That's really what I kind of anticipated from Sobble anyway, and I actually do still feel that way, that it's very likely that we get some sort of a dragon type Pokemon. Then this indicates that the early normal type Pokemon is actually based on a hamster, which is something pretty cool. We haven't really seen that before, so that's a little bit different. Then there's a little bird kind of hatching out of an egg, and then some sort of stork pelican type deal. I wouldn't even call that a pelican, maybe stork. You have to bear with me. I haven't really brushed up on my birdology. There's actually a word for that. I think it's etymology. No, that might be bugs. I'm not sure. But either way, there actually, if you look at the opening trailer, there's a sequence where you see the little bird kind of on the little wind thing, and then there's a nest actually on the top of the house, and that could actually be housing this brand new bird Pokemon, which would make sense in that regard. A grasshopper Pokemon, which is kind of cool. We've had a couple different mantises, but never really a grasshopper, I guess. I mean, I think of all the mantises we have, but I can't think of a grasshopper, and I could just be wrong, but and then a squirrel, a red squirrel, which is interesting. I have been to Europe before, and they have red squirrels. Where I live in like New York area, we have like gray squirrels and, you know, ugly squirrels, but the red squirrels and like black squirrels, they look really cool. They look way better. Then we're looking at a little pig and then like a boar almost. So a pig and a boar, that's kind of cool. This doesn't even really look like a pig, but that definitely looks like some sort of a boar or some sort of a pig. Potato 1 and potato 2. Oh baby, we're really getting into things. And then route 1 and route 2. So I'm assuming these are just some sort of grass type Pokemon or whatever, perhaps even version exclusives. I guess it'd be kind of cool. I mean, we're talking about, when I think of the fact that this is based on the UK and I think about potatoes, you think Ireland, and really geographically they're not that far away, right? So you have to bear with me. As an American here, we don't know these things, but that could be something very interesting. This little goldfish type of deal, and then this like brainfish. And there's actually a fan-made Pokemon game, I think it's Uranium, which has a fan-made fish with like this big brain on its head, and like I feel like that could actually be a cool design. So maybe we'll see something like that with this little fish dude. I'm excited about this grasshopper though. I think the bird could be really cool. I love the idea of a hamster. So that's kind of cool. We've got a little dog here, and then kind of a bigger dog, so like a greyhound type of deal. Again, you'll have to bear with me. I don't know all my dogs, so I'm just gonna do my thing here. So we've got this guy here. And then you've got, I know what my dog is. I have a golden doodle, and I know what a German Shepherd looks like. That is not either of those. There's some weird little fairy thing. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, dude. That's a Fakemon. It says Fakemon here, but fairy thing. Then we got some ants, and this is interesting. So you got an ant, and then you've got kind of Ant 2A and then Ant 2B, which leads me to believe that this may be a split evolution, so almost like a larvae of an ant, or maybe multiple ants, kind of like Diglett or something, or you think Magnemite and Magneton and how there's multiple. Perhaps there's some sort of indication that maybe there's a male ant and a female ant, or vice versa, or maybe this one gets wings and becomes flying type, and this one becomes fire or ground, or who knows what they're gonna do with that. That's actually really cool. We've got a little sheep here, and then a big sheep, bigger sheep, and then badgers. And we need a badger, because badgers just don't care about anything. They're just ready to destroy your soul. So I'll take a sheep that's not Mareep, and I'll take a badger that's gonna just wreck some things. Dark type, normal type badger, that could be kind of cool, except for the fighting type attacks that are coming its way. But either way, then we got some stones. Gotta love the stones, man, because you never know when you're gonna need a stone. If things aren't going your way, you could always just throw the stone at your opponent's Pokemon and just potentially crush them. So maybe we'll get some stones. We've got a rat and then a clock. Well, I don't know why there's just a single rat here. Maybe there's a single, I mean, hey, you could have a rat that doesn't evolve, right? We got Rattata, Eradicate, and things like that, but that doesn't mean they can't do another rat Pokemon. Some clocks. This, I believe, I would not be surprised if there's a Pokemon based on a clock. I feel like when I think of London, I think of the UK, I think of Big Ben, I think of clocks, I think of, I don't know, ancient architecture. So perhaps there's some sort of clock. That could be kind of cool. I like manatees, dude. Manatees, sea cows, dude. I love me some sea cows. Can't hate on the sea cows. They're just giant, little, graceful, not little at all cows that swim in the sea. They're beautiful. They're actually really beautiful creatures. I've seen them a few times. I'm a big fan of zoos, like good zoos, you know what I mean? I think it's so cool to see animals in their natural, well, not, I shouldn't say natural habitat, it's definitely not natural. But you know what I'm saying? Like being able to kind of see them and appreciate them without having to get attacked in the wild. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Then you got some Fencer 1A and Fencer 1B. That I could totally see, you know, maybe version exclusives, maybe one Fencer kind of, I don't know the different kinds of fencing style. I'm not rehearsed on fencing, but perhaps there's some sort of type of fencing. Maybe one fencing is more offensive, one is defensive. I don't know. That could be kind of cool though. We got some toads, little toad skis. I mean, hey, always room for more toads. We got Seismitoad, we got Greninja. We got Venusaur. There's always room for more toads. You never know. We need a sloth though. Like for real, we definitely need a giant sloth. And these are both like extinct, right? Giant sloths and saber-toothed tigers. So perhaps, I mean, look at this guy. If this is not the cutest little indication of what could happen, I do not know what to tell you. But I'd be really excited for like a saber-toothed tiger and a giant sloth. Both again are extinct, but could be really, really cool. I'd be down, dude. Like so far, the only sloth we really have are Slackoth's family line, and honestly, like I'd like to get another sloth that's not that. Apparently, we're getting more bats, which I mean, hey, you know, we got Woobat, we got Zubat, we got Crobat. Bats are cool. I mean, Crobat's way cooler than Swoobat is, but hey, I'll take another bat, especially if it's something unique or does something different. Always down for some bats. We've got some moles. That's actually a Starface mole. Somehow I know what a Starface mole is, and I don't know what kind of dog that is. but I used to watch a lot of Extreme Animals and on Animal Planet when I was younger, so perhaps we're gonna get a star-faced mole, and I'm pretty sure that's what that thing is called. I might have actually made that up, but I'm pretty sure that's actually what it's called. And I think it uses the little face things to like see around because they're blind or something. I don't know. You got this guy, which looks like I don't know. That's not really a porcupine. I don't know what that is. I've definitely seen things like this before. Sting 1. I don't know. There's no Sting 2, but apparently Sting 1 here is about to hit you with some quills. So I'm down for some you know, some cool moves, man. I'm down. I'm ready for it. Pin missile. Let's do it. We got a gazelle. I actually would think that'd be kind of cool, as long as it's not like some dumb typing. But give me a gazelle, dude. I'm ready, especially with that horn. Give me those horns, man. He looks like he can V-create. I hope he gets V-create. I don't know, man. That just might be a thing. But we got snails. I mean, hey, we have Goodra, we have Goomy, we have Sliggoo, but unfortunately they're not bug types. So give me a snail that is a bug type. That would be awesome. So down. Pika Clone is this little dude with the big ears. I've definitely seen this thing. I couldn't tell you what it was to save my life, but it's a very cool thing. And I'm sure everyone in the comments is gonna let me know all the things that I didn't know what they were. We got a Komodo dragon. So you know what? I actually really like the addition of Drampa and Turtonator. These kind of non-evolution dragons like Drudagon as well. I kind of like those because you think of dragons as like being these things that like really evolve a lot, but I feel like there should be some that don't, and I think that could be kind of neat. Some Ivy Pokemon. I assume that's just you know, maybe just kind of some grass type thing. And this is Evolution 2, so perhaps there's a new Eevee. It's Eevee 2, like as it evolves, so perhaps we are getting the Steel type Eevee. This is obviously a fake design, but maybe a Steel type Eevee is on our horizon. A couple ghosts, and then the ghost apparently is going to turn into a Sword and Shield ghost. I mean, I believe it, you know, I think that's a thing. Why wouldn't they have like a huntsman kind of Sword and Shield type ghost? We got Nose Bear, a Ferret. These guys might be version exclusives if I had to think. A little Flea dude, which looks very menacing. A little menacing. This is a Okapi, I think is what it's called. I have no idea if that's actually what it's called, and I feel like while I'm talking right now, I almost need to like Google and see if I actually got that right. No, it's not an Okapi. That's not what it's called. No. This is called a Ii. It's called an Ii. I'm gonna Google it just to make sure, but I think it's called an Ii. Okapi is something else. I think it's called an Ii. It is indeed called an Ii. It took me a minute, guys. That was from the Wild Thornberries, man. I remembered. We got some alpacas here. Well, look at his hair, dude. I hope he's like Furfru-esque. We got a Narwhal. These do exist, I'm pretty sure, in real life. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing where, like, there's a whale that has a big horn that sticks out of it. I think that's actually a thing. Got some robots here. Little robot dude, and then a bigger robot dude. Some snowmans and, like, an abominable snowman. Which, honestly, we need something better than Abomasnow, because Abomasnow is kind of eh. You know what I mean? We got a thorn lizard, which is, or I think that's a turtle or a lizard. I think there's both, a turtle and a lizard that looks like that. I don't know what that is. Kangaroos, because why not? Apparently we're in Australia. I don't know, because I feel like this thing is from Australia, but I could be wrong. We got some kangaroos, man. I'm always down. Kangaskhan doesn't fill the trick. A unicorn, a Loch Ness monster. We gotta have a Loch Ness monster. If it's not Lapras, there's gotta be one. Dragon, that's kind of like an egg, and then an ice dragon, then a bigger ice dragon. I think that's a thing. I feel like I could totally see an ice dragon. And then we got a snake and a horse, and we've seen a couple different kind of leaks or rumors that indicate that there's a snake and a horse kind of legendary. The two cover legendaries, Sword and Shield. And then we got this big tortoise, we got kind of a dragon serpent, some flying bird or something, wyvern, I don't know. Kind of a white tiger, and then a plague. I don't know what this dude is with a hat, and then apparently the giant on the hill, which may be something, it may be nothing. I have no idea. But anyway, this is pretty crazy stuff here, man. You know, I don't know what to think. I mean, here's the deal, right? Like, we know that Joe Schmo, who has way too much time on his hands, nothing else to do, he's like, oh, you know what? Let me put together this image of a bunch of random things just so that people on the internet will talk about it. But you know what? Maybe Joe Schmo happens to have that inside connection, and he figured it all out, man, and he just knew the Pokedex. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this. Is it real? Is it fake? Do you believe it? I don't know, man. It's fun to think about. I would love to see some of these things come to fruition, though. I want a grasshopper, dude. Give me a cool ant that breaks off into evolutions. Give me this abominable snowman, and give me a giant sloth. Am I right, people? Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know which one of these you'd want to see, these concepts, and time will tell, man. As soon as we get this first trailer, I think we could either throw this one out or be like, hey, let's think about this one again. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.